Hello, everybody. My name is Zakiya Monique. I am a master life and relationship strategist. I'm also a transformational speaker and the best-selling author of Killer Connection. So today, I've been having a hard time, and you guys know I'm very transparent about what I go through or whatever, because I believe you cannot transform if you're not transparent. Okay, I think part of the reason why a lot of leaders have a problem with transforming is because they are not transparent. If you're not going to be transparent, then you can't transform. Okay, so that's just what I feel on that. But had a problem, been having a little bit of a problem at work with my supervisor. And my supervisor did something that I did not particularly like, and it was very disrespectful in my view. And not only in my view, in others' view as well. And so she kind of glossed over it. And once she finished going through what she was going through, that caused her to react that way, because pressure, okay, pressure and power people really, really brings something out of folks. Pressure, power, and I'm not even going to talk about money, but pressure and power can really, really, really show you who a person is. And let me do a side note, ladies. Hey, Tiva. Hey, Mary. Hey, Melissa. Let me do a side note, ladies. When you are dating someone, thank you, Tiva. When you're dating someone, you should never marry anyone that you've never seen under pressure or with power. Okay, can I say that again? You should never marry someone that you've never seen under pressure, you've never seen him with power, okay, or with lots of money. Okay, people say power means money, but you should always witness a person under pressure and with power, because that's going to really tell you who they are. Okay, time reveals over a period, but I'm telling you, pressure and power will tell you who a person really is. So anyway, she was going through a situation, okay, and she was really, 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 really hammering our team. And she did something very disrespectful to me. And I had a problem with it, of course, and I'm very vocal. I'm not going to say I'm vocal and disrespectful, but I don't believe disrespect should be disregarded. I just don't. And so what happened is, after she got what she wanted, the thing that was pressuring her, after she got what she wanted, then the flowers were blooming. Everything was fine. Everything's great now. No, everything's not great, because when you were going through, you disrespected me. You disrespected the team. You treated the team this type of way. Let me say this, and this is what I want to talk about tonight. Sometimes we're going through, as a parent, we may go through and we might snap at our kids. We may go through and then come home, we go through at work and we come home and we take it out on our spouse. We may, hey, Stephanie, hey, Latif, hey, Cannonball, Mimi, Maul. Okay, that's a lot, but hey, how are you? Hey, Ty, hey, Tisha, hey, everybody. But let me tell you something. Sometimes you're going through, and if you would hit the share button, I would appreciate it, because somebody on your timeline needs to hear this. You're sometimes going through in your life, and you come home and you cut up the people around you, whether it's your children, your man, your kids. Why? Because they're the closest ones to you. And then after you've gone through that thing, and after you're finished with that period, that testing period, then you start to say, "Oh, I feel better now." Sis. You don't get to say, "Woo, I feel better now." You have to go back. You have to go back and fix the things that you broke while you were going through. You cannot just act as if nothing happened. We are not perfect people. My supervisor's not perfect. I don't expect her to be perfect, but what I do expect is leaders. If you are a parent, you are a leader. Hey, Tisha, hey, Neonda, hey, Gina. Listen, if you are a parent, you are a leader. If you are an auntie, you are a leader. If you are a wife, you are with your man. You have to go back and make things right. If you had a bad day at work, if you had a bad day and you came home and you snapped everybody up, when you feeling better, you got to come back and say, "You know what? I apologize." You must go back and make things right. The caption that I have for this is, you have to go back in order to go forward, because sometimes the things that you have said are tough. They hurt. And the people can't get through that because they feel like in that moment of weakness that you had, you spoke how you really felt. You told your husband how you really felt, and you hit him below the belt. but then you feel better, and now all of a sudden you just feel like we don't have to talk about that. No, I'm going to give you four points tonight. 4 points. Hey Sam, Sonia, hey Pam. I'm going to give you 4 points tonight about why you have to go back and make things right. Point number 1, we are responsible for our responses no matter what we're going through. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what you're going through. We are responsible for our responses. God never said that what we were going through were going to be easy, but he told us how to conduct ourselves. So if you are a Christian, he told us how to conduct ourselves. Even if you're not a Christian, you still have common courtesy to give to people. Disrespect should never be disregarded, even if you're the disrespecter. If you're the one who has disrespected someone, you can't disregard it either. We are responsible for our responses. You cannot just act like that didn't happen and gloss over it and buy somebody lunch or buy them a toy or something. No, you can't. Hey, Annie, how are you? Hey, Jackie, you can't just do that. You have to address your behavior, even if it was poor. And even if you are a parent, I heard a man once say that he never apologizes to his kids. And you know what I said? You teaching your kids not to apologize to theirs. If I come home and I have a rough day, guess what? I tell my children, give mama a little bit of time. Sometimes I sit in the garage to take a minute so that I don't take it out on anyone else. But if I do, because I am human, I will go back and say, you know what? Mommy didn't mean to say it that way to you. I apologize. You know why? Because what I know about me and my children is that my children understand that even if I apologize, that does not mean that I am not fit or suitable to lead them. See, some of us think that if we apologize, it's a weakness. Some of us think that if we say I'm sorry or I apologize, I don't really say I'm sorry. I usually say I apologize. If you say I apologize, you tend to think, oh, you know what? If I say I apologize, then that's weak, or my kid's not going to listen to me no more. No, your children are not looking for perfection. They're looking for willingness. They're not looking for perfection. They're looking for willingness. They're looking to see, are you willing and what type of leader you are. And leadership demands that you go back and make things right. Leadership demands accountability. Leadership demands responsibility. I'm amazed at how many people say that they're grown, but again, emotionally act like they're 5, act like they're 7. And I understand it, because we are typically stuck at the age that we were hurt worse. We're typically stuck at the age that we were hurt worse. But I'm telling you, I don't care if you are the authority. I don't care if you're the oldest in the family. I don't care if you're the youngest I don't care who you are. If you disrespect someone, even if you were going through, sometimes we say people grieve differently. It doesn't matter, grief or not. You still don't have a right to cut and hurt the people around you, because typically the people around you are the ones that are holding you up. Typically the people around you are the ones that love you. Thank you, Cousin Evelyn. Hey, Sonia. Hey, Yvonne. Hey, Auntie Dura. Listen, the people around you are the ones that are holding you up. How dare we tear them down? But if we do, because we're human, give yourself the grace and space to be human, but also to say, I apologize. Also to say you didn't deserve that, and I did that to you, but I was hurting, but I apologize. You have to do that. You have to go back. You cannot act like stuff didn't happen. You know why? Because if you sweep things under the rug, eventually you trip. So number 1, the first point tonight is the reason why you cannot just act like things didn't happen is because we are responsible for our responses. Brandy says, I believe in making it right. Precious says, speak it. Anna says, speak. The Lord said, amen. Let me tell you point number 2. We have to be accountable and go back and clean up. Got to go back and clean up. You have to go back and clean up. You know why? That's a part of your leadership. That's a part of your duty. Listen, you can't just go to work and get paid the big bucks and not assume the good, bad, and the ugly. We always want the good, but we never want to deal with the ugly. We never want to deal with that. Look, you can't go make the big bucks. You can't be the parent at the house and I pay the cost to be the boss. But listen, why do you think so many of our children are bullies? Why do you think so? Why are so many of our children bullies? So many of our children are bullies simply because they've been bullied. And who have they been bullied by? More children are bullied by their parents than any other person. But we don't see it that way. We see it as discipline. I'm being hard on them. I'm teaching them. No, you're teaching them to go out and hurt someone else. Now, in no way am I telling you you shouldn't discipline. Trust me, I ain't saying that. But all I'm telling you is if you don't watch your behavior toward them, if you don't admit your weaknesses, then you will teach them to do the same thing right up at the schoolhouse, right up at the church, right in anywhere that they go. In sports, they're poor sports. They can't stand to lose. They want to fight everybody. Why? Simply because you have not taught them to apologize by being the example. Remember at the very beginning of this broadcast, I said the reason why we can't transform lives is because we won't be transparent. If you're transparent, you don't have a problem saying, you know what? I fall short sometimes. I apologize. And so point number 2 is you have a duty to be accountable wherever you are in authority. Now, let me just take it down to the very basics. Some of us have a Facebook page, right? And we say it's freedom of speech. I can say what I want on my page. But let me tell you something. You can say what you want on your page, but you're going to be accountable for what you say. Because sometimes the things that we say on our Facebook page, the things that have, it come back to bite us. We don't want to reap the consequences. See, I'll tell a person, I don't tell people to do what you want to do. You know what I tell them? Do what you're willing to be accountable for. Do that. Do what you're willing to be accountable for. Do that thing. Because if you're not willing to be accountable for it, that's why you got snitches in the world. They can't do no time. But you was out there selling dope, bro. Sis, you was out there doing welfare for our home girl. You was out there selling Hulu, and you was out there selling fire sticks, and you was out there doing whatever. But you can't do no time. I 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 can't do no time. What you mean you can't do no time? I'm sure you knew what you were doing was not legal. Do what you want to be accountable for. That's what you do that. We don't want to be accountable anymore. We don't want nobody to call us out on our mess. But don't you understand that the person that loves you the most is the person that will call you on the carpet about who you are and who you should be? You said you were a Christian. Why are you doing this? They call you on the carpet because they know that you should be better. If my family heard me on here cussing and going on, guess how many phone calls I would get? Because they would say, I know you can do better and be better. You said you were this. But we stopped doing that because you judgmental. It ain't about judgmental. The Bible says you will know a man by his fruit, and some of the fruit is rotten. But you want me to believe, okay, anyway, that was point number 2. We have to be accountable and go back and clean up. Accountability is the key. You can't be grown and not accountable. You can't be in charge and not accountable. You can't be in authority and not accountable. So many of us want the authority. We want the money like the authorities. We want to be able to make the decisions. We want to be able to say what we want to say, but we don't want to accept the accountability that comes with that. Point number 3, you have to apologize. You have to. Your children need it. Your spouse need it. So many relationships break up. The number 1 reason why relationships break up is not because of money. It's not even because of the roles. It's not because of the roles and responsibilities. It's because of expectations. I thought you'd be this and you weren't this. I thought you'd be faithful and you were a whore. I thought you'd do this and you did that. And part of the reason why we can't get through some of the stuff is because a person simply won't say, I apologize. You have to apologize. But we got too much pride. The Bible says pride comes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Why? Because I apologize will help so much stuff, but I ain't saying I apologize because in 1933, he hurt my feelings too. Well, why you think you still holding it from 1933? You still holding it from 1933 because he hurt your feelings and never said I apologize. And now you trying to hurt his feelings back. Where do you think vengeance come from? You don't take vengeance if you're not hurt. Come on. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord, but guess who tried to help him out? You heard me. We become vindictive. Why? Because somebody didn't say, I apologize. Yes, 1933, precious. Excuse me, that's my throat. But I'm just telling you, All is not well. Words that you have spoken and things that you have said. Look, you can't get those things back, but you surely can say, I apologize, I was wrong. Sometimes that just does it. Now, some things that can clear up. Depends on what you said. But when you are sincere and you apologize and you're the type that don't keep doing the same thing, because apologies play out if you keep doing the same thing. Now, let me just say that. But when you apologize to someone and you're sincere, it helps them to have compassion. And compassion is the main root of forgiveness. And it'll help me then say, you know what, I forgive you. It's a cycle. You got to go back and you got to make it right. Even if the words were true, how did you say it? How did you say it? Sometimes it's not the fact that we were wrong. No, we wasn't wrong about what we said, but how we said it stinked in the nostrils of God. How we said it was a foul, filthy, funky, foul tone. And sometimes we just need to say, I apologize. I didn't say that the right way. I didn't convey that the right way. So even if it was true, you don't have to apologize for what you said, but you need to go back and apologize for how you said it. And sometimes you need to apologize if that you said it because it wasn't your place. Can we talk about that? Some stuff just not our place to say. Sometimes it's just not our battle. It's not our cross. And if you haven't hit the share button yet, I don't know why, because I need you to hit it. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And then sometimes it's whether you had a right to say it. Because let me tell you something. One of the most liberating things that I encountered in my life was that I didn't have to, everything didn't need my response. Everybody didn't need my advice. Even though I have this beautiful gift of coaching, everybody don't want the truth. Everybody don't want my truth. Everybody don't think that what I'm saying is true. So I can't give my gift to everybody because they won't unwrap it properly. Some people don't need what I have. They don't want it. They can't get it from me. And that's okay. So I have to be very careful trying to go around and tell everybody about their life. That's how you get cussed out. You have to understand that some things are not your place to say. You might feel it. I have to check myself too. You might feel it. You might feel it strongly. But if it's not your place to say it, then you have to understand that that's not your right. It's not your right. So point number 3 is you have to apologize. Pride comes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride will kill you. Pride will kill you. There are so many people that are holding grudges, and I'm telling you that some of the high blood pressure, some of the stress, if you would just let it go. And point number 4, this one's going to be a good one for you. Your apology, it needs to be just as loud as your disrespect was. See, let me tell you something that I have a problem. Yativa said, you give it to me, but in a nice way. I do. I give it to my clients, but I give it to them in a loving way. They know I love them. Because let me tell you something else. This is before I give you number 4. Before I go into number 4, let me tell you something else for coaches. Coaches, parents, this goes for anybody in authority, to be honest with you. When a person knows that you love them, there are a lot of things that you can say to them that other people can't say. A whole lot of things you can say to them that other people can't say. But here's the problem. Discipline without love is rebellion. It causes rebellion. Discipline without love causes rebellion. So if I don't know that you love me, see, think about back in the day. Back in the day when Big Mama whooped you, my grandmama, I don't know about y'all, but when my grandma whooped me, she would say, now come here and hug my neck. And I'd be thinking, girl, don't nobody want to hug you. But she would say, come here and hug my neck. But something in me knew that even though she had just whooped me like she was mad at everybody in the whole world, something in me knew that she loved me. I would hug her neck. I'd be mad for about 5 minutes. She'd give me some cake and we was friends again. But here's the problem. Nowadays, people want to call themselves the village, but you've never spent any time with my child. You've never taken the time to say, I love you and give them a hug, and you want to discipline because you're 45? That's not the prerequisite. The prerequisite is not an age. The prerequisite is love. Before you can show someone or show someone the way, you have to reach them. So, for some reason, we say each one, teach one, but we forget to reach one. You have to reach before you can teach. You have to love before you can discipline. And if I don't think, and it's especially with the millennials that will cuss out anybody, okay? I think some of them crazy enough to cuss out the Lord. But when you show them that you love them, when you ask them, how was your day? When you hug them, when you ask them what's going on in their life, and you're really, really honest about it, you really want to know. When it's time to discipline, guess who will be able to do it? The one who was concerned about them when it wasn't time to discipline. Discipline without love equals rebellion. That's why you keep getting rebellion from your kids, because they don't feel the love. That's why you keep getting rebellion from your coworkers or from your workers, your staff. They don't feel the love. That's why you keep getting rebellion up at the church, up at the school, everywhere they don't feel the love. And it's probably because you have not apologized about something when you were going through and you cut them up. Apologize. Go back and clean up so that you can go forward in peace. So point number 4, if you're just stopping in, I'm Zakiya Monique. I'm a master life and relationship strategist. I'm also a transformational speaker and best-selling author of Killer Connections. Listen, I want to talk to you today about going back. Point number 1 is we are responsible for our responses. It does not matter. Hey, Kyle, it does not matter what you're going through in life. You are still responsible for how you respond to people and respond to that situation. You cannot just cut people up. You cannot just cut people off. You cannot make people, and we tend to do it to the people that are right around us because they're right there. And they don't deserve it because those are the ones that are holding you up. When I was grieving, I was very careful because I didn't want to cut people up that were holding me up. They didn't deserve that. So number 1, you were responsible for our responses. Number 2, we have to be accountable and go back and clean up. If you know, because we're not perfect, but if you know that you have cut some people up, you have cut some people off, you have hurt some people while you were going through, you have a responsibility. You are accountable for going back and cleaning that thing up. Point number 3, how do you clean it up? You have to apologize. Pride comes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. If you don't go back and apologize, God will deal with you. Trust me when I tell you, God will deal with you because he is the vindicator of the person that gives that thing to him. And last but not least, number 4, hey, Felicia, hey, Shireen, how are you? Hey, Tanya. Point number 4, last and not least, your apology needs to be just as loud as your disrespect. Let me tell you something. I have a problem with a person that want to come apologize to me in private. Hey, girl, I apologize. Now, I'm not telling you you need to shout it in front of the world. No. But it needs to be just as loud as your disrespect. Don't try to apologize to me under your breath when you was very loud with your disrespect. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with it. Pray for me. I got a problem with that. If you disrespect me in front of everybody, then apologize in front of everybody. That's just how it goes. I don't allow people to kiss me in private and kiss me in private and diss me in public. I don't allow that. No. If you can't kiss me in public, we can't be bothered. And I feel the same way about disrespect. Your disrespect, your apology needs to be just as loud as your disrespect. She said, but apologize like you disrespect. That's how I feel. I feel that way. I don't allow people to kiss me in private and diss me in public. No. Don't come kiss me. You already told everybody you ain't mess with me, then don't mess with me. But I feel the same way about disrespect. If you disrespected me in public, then you need to apologize in public. Because let me tell you why that's important, and then I'm going to close. Because I said I wasn't going to be on long, because people be like, your videos be so long. But I be having stuff to say. Ooh. Anyway, let me tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why it needs to be public. Because some of the people that watched you disrespect them lost some respect for you too. See, what you don't understand is when you disrespect somebody and you do it in front of people, the people you did it in front of now have a different mindset about you too. So you need to go back and apologize to them too. or you need to apologize before the whole group so that the whole group knows, you know what, I was going through, I apologize. But if you do not, I guarantee you that your other employees, your other church members, your other cousins, your other family, your other people, like, she ain't saved, she ain't right, I ain't got nothing to say to her. They may not tell you that, but they lost a little bit of respect for you because of how you cut up. That's why your apology need to be just as loud as your disrespect, so that the people that you offended, because see, sometimes you offend more than who you talk to. You offended them too, because they knew that the person around there didn't deserve that. And they watched you cut them up. That's why it's important for your apology to be just as loud as your disrespect was, so that all the people that were watching will know, you know what, I apologize because I was going through something. And what I want to say is this: if that person doesn't accept your apology, it's okay. Extend it anyway. But what you will know from that is that person's not allowing you to be human, unless you continue to do the same thing. Now, see, I believe that we're not what we do once, we're what we repeatedly do. I think that was Thomas Jefferson who said that. Okay, so if you do something once, anybody can do something once. I mean, I used to be in the choir and I could sing all the parts, y'all. I think I could sing like 3 or 4 parts in the choir. So I would be all over the place. Like when I was singing a note, I would have to hear it. So I would have to stand next to the person who has my note so that I can have my note, because otherwise I sing with whoever I was by. Okay, so I would have to sing, I would have to stand by that person. But every now and then, even I got the note. So anybody can do something once. But oh baby, if you continue to cheat, if you continue to lie, if you continue to disrespect me, if you continue, what that tells me is that's who you are, baby. That's who you are. And we're going to have to make some adjustments, because I got some boundaries. And not only do I establish boundaries, but I enforce boundaries. So if they don't accept your apology, and this is not a repeated behavior, it's okay, because what they've taught you is they're not allowing you the space to be human. And for people like that, you can't have folk around that's not going to let you be human. But if you're a repeat offender and they don't accept your apology, you got to accept that, because you cannot keep on damaging and hurting the same people and get mad when they say, I quit. Go back and make it right. You'd be surprised how many people you have hurt that will be free from you just saying, I apologize. They need that from you so that they don't harbor illness in their bodies from holding grudges. Sometimes you free a person when you just say, I apologize. Do your part. And that's all I came to say today. Go back so that you can go forward in peace. I hope this has helped you. I love you guys so very much, and I hope you have a great day. You already know how. On purpose. God bless you so much.